Think for a moment, what if the story you've always known is just a small piece of a much bigger picture? What if there are deeper meanings in Jesus's words, messages that people overlooked, got wrong, or even covered up on purpose? What if Jesus's true message wasn't only about belief and salvation, but about a deeper wisdom, something that explains both the universe and our own inner being? This truth is so strong, it can completely change how you see life and your connection with the divine. In this video, we're going to look into the hidden teachings of Jesus, lessons found in ancient texts that weren't included in the Bible, like Gnostic scriptures and old spiritual traditions most people don't even know exist. And what's really powerful is that when we understand these messages, the way we look at everything starts to shift. By the end of this video, I'll share with you the most powerful teaching of all, one that could change your life in ways you never thought possible. Most people see Jesus as a symbol of love, kindness, and sacrifice. But there's also a much deeper layer to what he said, something that goes beyond traditional religious views. In many spiritual paths, Jesus is seen not just as a good man or a moral guide, but as someone who knew the deepest truths about life and the universe. His words carry deep meanings that seekers and wise thinkers have studied for hundreds of years. To understand these teachings, we first need to ask, why were some of the writings about Jesus not included in the official Bible? In the early days of Christianity, lots of different writings were passed around among his followers. Some of these texts had ideas that questioned authority and focused more on inner growth and freedom. But as time went on, those in power decided which writings would be kept and which ones would be forgotten. One of the most powerful texts left out is the Gospel of Thomas. It holds many sayings from Jesus that are deeper and more spiritual than what we usually hear. In this Gospel, Jesus doesn't just talk about believing, he talks about knowing yourself. One of his most powerful quotes is, "If you bring out what's within you, what's inside will save you. If you don't, it will destroy you." What is he saying here? He means that each of us has something sacred inside, a spark of the divine. And if we learn to connect with it, it can set us free. But if we ignore that inner part of us, and let our lives be led by fear or by ideas others have pushed on us, then we stay stuck in pain and confusion. This kind of message is similar to many other old teachings. In Hermetic thought, there's a saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. That means the real path to truth isn't out in the world, it's inside us. Jesus told his followers that the kingdom of God isn't some far-off place in the sky. It's something we can reach right now, if we're willing to truly look for it. Another important part of Jesus's hidden message is about letting go of the ego. During his life, Jesus often used stories to teach. Many of those stories were meant to help people break free from the false self we create through labels, jobs, and material things. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus said, "Whoever tries to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." This isn't just about giving up your life. It's about letting go of the image you think you are, your name, your role, your status, so you can find who you really are. Only when we drop that false self can we connect with the Christ-like part inside each of us. The Gnostics, an early group of Christians, believed this strongly. They were often punished for their views. To them, real knowledge, what they called gnosis, was the path to salvation. They believed Jesus came not just to save people but to help them wake up to the divine part already within. Gnostic texts say Jesus shared deeper teachings with a small group of close followers, lessons he didn't tell the public, because only those who were ready could understand them. But why keep these teachings hidden? Because people who truly know themselves can't be controlled. Those in power, both in religion and politics, have always tried to shape how people think. Jesus's message of inner freedom was a threat to that control. So ask yourself, is Jesus's message really just what we've been taught in church? Or is there something more, something hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are ready to see it? Most people only know Jesus from what they read in the Bible. But not many know that Jesus didn't just appear out of nowhere. His teachings came from older spiritual traditions, like the beliefs of the Essenes, the wisdom of ancient Egypt, and ideas from the East. The Essenes were a peaceful group who lived near the Dead Sea. They believed in simple living, meditation, and deep self-understanding. It's also known that John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Jesus, had ties to them. The Essenes believed that awakening comes from inner discipline and connecting with the divine inside. That sounds just like what Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you." And there's more. Some researchers think that during his younger years, Jesus may have traveled and learned from other spiritual paths. In India, there are old writings about a wise teacher named Isa, who many believe was Jesus. These writings say he spent time with Buddhist monks, learning about compassion, meditation, and how the world we see is not the full reality. These teachings line up with what Jesus later shared. He didn't just speak of love and faith, he also taught that we must let go of material things and wake up to our true spiritual self. This is very close to what Buddha taught long ago, that the ego is just an illusion, and we must rise above pain to truly wake up. In ancient Egypt, Hermetic teachings said that everything in the universe starts in the mind, and what we see around us reflects what's inside us. Jesus had a similar message in his own way. He said, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believing, you will receive." He wasn't talking about just hoping for something, he was speaking about how our thoughts and spirit help shape the world around us. Jesus often told stories, and many had deep meaning. Only those who were truly ready could understand them. In India, old records talk about a teacher named Isa, who many believe was Jesus. These writings say Isa spent time with Buddhist monks. He learned about compassion, meditation, and how the material world is not the ultimate truth. This connects closely with what Jesus later taught. He didn't just talk about love and faith. He also spoke about giving up material attachments and waking up to who we really are. That's also what Buddha taught. He said the ego isn't real, and to be free, we must rise above suffering. Hermetic wisdom from Egypt said the same thing, that our outer world reflects what's inside our minds. Jesus shared this kind of idea too. He said, "If you believe when you pray, you will receive what you ask for." He didn't mean just wishful thinking. He meant our mind and soul can shape the world. He told many stories to explain this, but their true meaning was often hidden, only those truly open could understand. One of his well-known stories is the parable of the sower. In it, a man plants seeds. Some fall on good soil and grow well. Others fall on rocks and don't grow. At first, it seems like a lesson about belief. But if we look deeper, it's about how our minds accept truth. The seeds stand for knowledge. The soil is our mind. If our mind is closed, knowledge won't grow. But if our mind is open, truth can grow and change us. Think of the time Jesus said, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened." This isn't only about prayer. It's about the need to search for truth with effort. Jesus taught that wisdom won't simply come to us, we need to truly want it and work to understand it. But not everyone is ready. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus said, "Don't give what is holy to dogs or throw pearls to pigs." He wasn't trying to insult anyone. He was saying that deep spiritual truths only make sense to those who are prepared. Sharing them with someone who isn't ready can lead to misunderstanding or rejection. Over time, many great spiritual teachers faced this, they were misunderstood or silenced. The same thing happened to Jesus. His message disrupted the system because he taught that true power is within each person, not in buildings or religious leaders. He didn't come to begin a new religion. He came to help people realize who they truly are. And when someone shares a message that powerful, it challenges those who want to stay in control. It's no surprise that the leaders back then saw him as a threat. He wasn't just another speaker, he was someone showing people how to let go of fear and control. Just think about it. How many times in history has the truth been hidden? How many books have been banned? How many wise teachers have been stopped? And yet, the truth always finds its way back. Jesus said real awakening doesn't come from blindly following rules or traditions. It comes from inside. If we really look at his words, we can find a deeper meaning, a message that's often been misunderstood or changed. Jesus didn't only speak about kindness and belief. He also talked about a hidden power that lives inside each of us. He didn't come just to save people. He came to lead them to real spiritual understanding, a path many people still don't fully see. He used stories, symbols, and images that many found hard to grasp. In the Gospel of Mark, his followers asked why he didn't speak more clearly. He said, "You are allowed to understand the secrets of the kingdom of God. But for others, I speak in parables." Why did he say things this way? Because real wisdom can't be pushed on anyone. It has to be found by those who truly want it. People who aren't ready will laugh, ignore, or twist the message. But those with open hearts and minds will understand. And now we come to the most important message of all. Jesus once said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." What kind of truth was he talking about? Many people think it means following his teachings. But it's deeper than that. He meant a truth that frees us from pain, fear, and the false idea that we are separate from God. We see this more clearly in another powerful line he said, "I and the Father are one." This is in the Gospel of John and is one of the most misunderstood things Jesus ever said. He wasn't saying people should worship themselves. He meant that each of us carries a part of the divine inside us, a direct connection to the source of everything. And this isn't just a Christian idea. Many old spiritual paths say the same thing. In India, Vedanta teaches that the soul and the highest reality are one and the same. Hermetic wisdom says that God is mind, and the world we see is shaped by thought. All these teachings lead to one truth: God is not far away. God is within. Jesus also hinted at this when he said, "The kingdom of God doesn't come with signs you can see." People won't say, "Look, here it is," or "There it is," because the kingdom of God is inside you. For a long time, many religions have taught that we can only reach God's kingdom after we die. But Jesus said something very different. He said the kingdom isn't far away, it's a state of awareness we can find now. That's part of why his message was seen as dangerous by people in power. If people knew they didn't need temples or leaders to connect with God, they would stop depending on others to reach the divine. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus said, "When you make the two one, and the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, then you will enter the kingdom." This teaching has a deep spiritual meaning. Jesus was talking about balance, bringing body and soul together, joining the physical with the spiritual, and connecting our conscious and unconscious mind. It's similar to what the old alchemists believed. They weren't just changing metals, they were trying to create inner transformation, a journey toward wisdom. In Kabbalah, there's the idea of healing and balancing the soul. And in Taoism, the goal is to find harmony between yin and yang. So if Jesus knew all this ancient wisdom, why was he punished? The answer is clear: his message challenged old beliefs and threatened the power of religious leaders. Jesus taught that divine power isn't only for a select few, it's in everyone. And when someone shares knowledge that can help people break free from control, they become a threat to those who want to stay in charge. But Jesus didn't just give these teachings to his followers back then. He shared them for anyone in the future who would be ready to hear them. His words still matter today. We've talked about how he spoke of waking up spiritually, finding the divine within, and realizing that the kingdom of God is already inside us. But now we reach the most important point, an idea so powerful that it was hidden, twisted, and misunderstood for a long time, so only a few could see what it really meant. Before we go further, let's remember one of the most confusing things Jesus ever said: "Whoever tries to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." At first, this might sound like he's asking people to give up their lives. But the meaning is deeper. He was talking about going beyond the ego, letting go of the false identity we hold on to that causes pain and makes us feel separate from everything. This idea is at the center of many deep spiritual paths. It's about letting the false self fade so the true self can come alive. We see this in Buddhism too, where they teach that enlightenment comes only after we let go of the ego. And in spiritual alchemy, death doesn't mean the end, it means a transformation, a cleansing of the soul. Jesus went through this same process. His crucifixion and resurrection weren't just things that happened in history, they were powerful symbols. The cross represents the death of the ego and letting go of worldly attachments. Coming back to life shows what it means to fully wake up and become one with the divine. Jesus didn't just talk about this, he lived it. And for those who really paid attention, he left clues to help them understand. In the Gospel of Thomas, he says something powerful: if you bring out what is inside you, it will save you. But if you don't, it will destroy you. This is the key message. The truth is, real awakening doesn't come from the outside. It starts from within. It's not about following rules, waiting for someone to rescue us, or hoping for a perfect place after death. It's about discovering the treasure already inside us, remembering the divine light we've forgotten. So why was this truth hidden? Because it challenged systems built on control. It showed that every person already has the power to connect with the divine, without needing anyone in between. Jesus didn't come to create a religion. He came to show a path to freedom. So let me ask you, are you ready for that kind of awakening? Because just learning this isn't enough. Knowing the kingdom of God is within you won't change anything unless you live it. Real wisdom isn't just knowledge, it's personal transformation. Jesus didn't only speak the truth, he lived it, step by step. And that's the example he left us. Don't just listen to his words, feel them. Don't just believe, live the truth. If you want to really experience this awakening, start by looking inward. Ask yourself, where in my life am I choosing fear over love? What beliefs still limit me? Am I living as my true self, or just acting based on what others expect? And never forget what Jesus said, you will do even greater things than these. He didn't come to show off. He came to show us what we're all capable of, once we wake up to our true nature. The final truth is this: the kingdom of God isn't a place we go to after death. It's a state of awareness we can enter right now. There's nothing really keeping us from the divine, except the walls we've built in our own minds. And when we break those walls, stop chasing things outside, and look within, only then can we find the truth that truly sets us free.